Hello, everyone. Chris here at Grace Technologies. I am our EMEA Business Development Coordinator here at Grace, I want to say thank you again for taking some time to virtually meet with me. This is my first experience on LinkedIn Live. I'm excited, and I'm happy to talk with you today about our flagship product, our GracePorts. So before we jump right into the products, I do want to just chat with you briefly about Grace Technologies as a whole. We were originally founded back in the early 90s, 1991 by our current CEO, Phil Allen. We are actually a second generation family business. Drew Allen is our current VP of Strategic Development here at Grace. So he is stepping more into the leadership roles here at Grace and taking us into different fields of predictive maintenance products and remote monitoring solutions as well. But Grace as a whole, our whole motto, our company motto is we're trying to make maintenance safer, smarter, and more productive. We have devices that increase safety for electrical and mechanical workers, and now we're also trying to overall monitor the equipment health that you might be working on in your facility. So that's our motto. We'll talk about risk quite a bit in this presentation as well. We'll go into that into more detail here in the next slide. But overall, our company, we have global distribution. I am a part of our EMEA Europe, Middle East, and Africa team. So we cover all over the world, and we have distribution channels throughout. And we also work through a sales rep agency as well. So if you do have any questions following this live event here on LinkedIn, you can certainly reach out to us here at Grace or any of our sales reps or distributors. We've also been a Rockwell and Compass partner for over 20 years. So you'll catch us at all the Rockwell Automation on the Move events. You'll also see us at Automation Fair this year. I know things will be a little bit different this year than they have in previous years, but hey, I will be at the booth as well, along with some of my other coworkers. I'd love for you to stop by and just give me a quick chat. We can talk about anything with regards to electrical safety, any of our other product lines that I'm not going to be covering today. But I would love to see you at Automation Fair this year. We will be having a virtual booth, so please don't hesitate to stop by. I do believe we also are doing a giveaway as well. So make sure you stop by and put your name in for the giveaway that we're going to be giving away. And a little pitch here. We do host monthly webinars. I would love for you to stop by. I believe on the 28th of this week, we will be hosting a webinar called Understanding PPE Requirements and FPA 70E. They are very educational. I always try to take the time to listen. I do believe Banu, our Director of Technical Marketing, does a great job with those webinars. So shout out to him. Please don't hesitate to stop by. And then one last thing. So we actually, as a small manufacturer in the state of Iowa, we won back-to-back awards in 2018 and 2019. We actually just found out that we won, an award again for 2020 for top small manufacturer in the state of Iowa. So shout out to Grace and all of my teammates that I work with here. So talking about risk and exposure to incident energy and voltage. Here at Grace, we classify risk as the severity of the hazard times the probability of occurrence. And what I want you as a listener to take away from this is that generally we find that our customers, our potential customers, are very quick to just suit up in that high-cal PPE spacesuit and open up a cabinet door and expose themselves to risk. We saw a gap in the market, and that's kind of where the GracePorts came into play, because in essence, they provide a very quick and efficient means to access a control panel, a PLC, or an HMI, ultimately, we are looking for ways to try to eliminate, substitute, or engineer around risk. We don't want you to have to be exposed to high incident energy and live voltage. That is ultimately where our GracePort product came in back in the early 90s, and still our flagship product here today. So keeping with that tradition, ultimately our main goal is to try to keep people away from live voltage. We've been providing through-the-door safety and convenience since 1994, and with the addition of our electrical safety devices and our GracePort products, you will have the elimination of hazard to electrical energy. Ultimately, with our GracePort products as well, you can keep unauthorized employees out of critical voltage cabinets. And something that you might not be aware of, GracePorts are made here in Davenport, Iowa. As you can tell, I'm actually working from home. COVID has kind of derailed our ability to go into the office. But I'm not far from our headquarters here in Davenport. But all the GracePorts are made locally here in Davenport, Iowa. And on top of that, as you can see, the Bernie and Les comic here, there's got to be a better way, and there is with the GracePort product. You're able to have through-the-door connectivity and data access. In that instance, it looks like we have Bernie and Les utilizing a Ethernet port with a GFCI outlet and a 3-amp circuit breaker. So to dive into the GracePort product and give everyone a quick overview here. So as I mentioned before, these products are built in Davenport, Iowa. We have a standard lead time of 2 to 3 business days. Now, I don't know about you, coming from a previous manufacturer, lead time was not 2 to 3 days. So that's something that we take pride in. Our production team works very hard there in Davenport, and they are the ones that are configuring and building those GracePorts for you when you place an order with us here at Grace. They are fully customizable, so really any connection, any cable, and any power option. If it's something that we don't necessarily have, we could source it for you. We could go out and actually source components for you. I recently worked with somebody to where we did that. We actually had to source some components that we didn't offer here internally at Grace. The lead time did jump, about a week or two, but we were still able to configure a GracePort for somebody for components that we had never built before. So we are very flexible in the fact that we have over 15,000 different unique part numbers, and that number is continuing to grow. I believe on a weekly basis, we add, anywhere from 5 to 10, sometimes 20 different unique part numbers that we never built before. So please reach out. If there's something that catches your eye during this presentation, you could always reach out to me or our inside sales team. They do a great job to help answer questions. We have hundreds of different unique components that are manufacturer specific or could be manufacturing specific, such as Rockwell, Siemens, Schneider, Omron, Mitsubishi, and ABB. And I touched on this previously, but don't forget that if you do order a GracePort, if you include a JPEG file format of your logo, we could throw in a logo for you, your own unique custom logo in the GracePort housing unit. And then we also support custom text as well. So say you had multiple Ethernet ports running to different connections. You could actually label each Ethernet connection based on the actual application itself. The GracePorts themselves are UL recognized products. They also meet CSA and CE standard as well. We have types 1 all the way up to 12. And that include 3R, 4, and 4X as well. Generally speaking, with the ease of use of the GracePort product, we see a payback just after 1 programming session. So, again, these are very cost-effective tools to increase safety. Not only increase safety, but just increase efficiency with your data access and programming. We also have standard Greenlee punch sizes for the GracePorts themselves. So you can check out Greenlee for a hole punch to just quickly punch out on the side of your enclosure or on the flange of your enclosure. We also have 3D drawings available you can check out our website. Our website is actually very user-friendly now, thanks to my boss. Shout out, Nikki. You're killing it on the website there. Keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, make sure you check out our website. We have drawings available, technical spec sheets, anything that you could need when building a GracePort for you. And then lastly, me being a part of the EMEA team here at Grace, we can't forget about our international buddies. So if you're working on a job internationally, check out some of our international power outlets that we offer. We should have something pretty much for any type of application there. So configuring a GracePort, it's pretty easy to do. So when you check out our website, the part configuration for a GracePort, generally it starts with a P that signifies port, and then come the components. The components themselves are generally ranked in alpha numerical value. So as you can see, P coming before the R. So the P11 there signifying a USB, the R2 signifying a Cat5 Ethernet, and then that is housed in our K3, which would be our UL Type 4 housing. With the RF is signifying the power option there. That is our GFCI inside out outlet. And then the 3 actually signifies a circuit breaker option as well. Again, this is completely customizable. You can throw in any components you want. This is just one example of the customization that we offer here at Grace. And then please don't forget, we'd love to throw in a custom logo for you as well, your own company logo in the GracePort. Popular GracePorts here. Generally, we see, from just my experience working with customers, I would say an Ethernet switch or an Ethernet port is one of the more common components that we offer or see in a GracePort. I would say the GFCI is also becoming very, very popular. You don't have to opt for the GFCI. We do offer simplex or duplex outlets as well, so please keep that in mind. The reason I like the GFCI outlet, again, is because it does have its own ground fault detector in the outlet itself. So it basically has a built-in circuit breaker there for protection. Other common configurations include some of our stainless steel housings that would be rated for NEMA 4X. And then again, we also have DB9 components, but in reality, any component that you're looking for is something that we could build. Like I said, that number of unique part numbers is continually growing on a weekly basis, and we'd love to build something for you if you reach out. Just to kind of go over specific customers or applications where we see our GracePort product being used. And as you can see, Bernie and Les there with the custom logo, taking a little a selfie. We could certainly throw in a selfie of you if you wanted in your GracePort, but generally we see company logos more frequently. But products that we offer, Ethernet ports, USBs, and USB hubs. Typically, we see these installed in dirty or harsh environments, or environments where there's hose-directed water, washdowns, so to speak, or high traffic, high volume areas where you'll see techs or electricians have to frequently, either open up a cabinet door or access. It assists with that in terms of its ability to provide, a quick, easy access point while limiting your overall incident energy exposure. But don't forget, we have stainless steel options and different mounting options as well. The E5, I wanted to highlight the E5 Thru-Door Ethernet switch because this combination is a cost savings on the enclosure that it would be installed on, as it is generally used for multiple applications. So for example, think of this being used with a PLC, a drive, and a network connection panel. Generally, this is, you'll see this, the cost savings or space savings on a DIN rail, mounted on a DIN rail. but this 5-port unmanaged Ethernet switch brings the status LEDs from inside the panel to the out, making the panel diagnostics an electrically safe function. So like I said, it's a little overwhelming. We have tons of components, but we're here to help. So please don't hesitate to reach out, and we'd be happy to configure something for you. Another couple of products that I wanted to highlight for you, the 4-to-1 USB hub, giving you access to multiple jump drives or kind of data access there. It's a 4-to-1 into the USB there, so it provides you access with multiple devices. You could see flash drives, jump drives. We have 21 different varieties of USBs. So ultimately, any type of application you're working on, we should be able to configure a USB for you to fit that specific application. On top of that, something that's new, relatively new, we also have an SD card reader there. So if you have a specific panel that you wanted to interface using an SD card, we certainly could support that as well. Something else I wanted to highlight, we have something called our in-use housing. It's our M8 is the part number. It's our in-use UL type 3R housing. Ultimately, from my experience working with customers with this, it's indoor or outdoor applications. Generally, they're wanting to route cabling, and so with the in-use housing, you're able to easily route the cabling through the actual GracePort itself, and continually use our plug-in devices into the GracePort without having to worry about the polycarbonate cover there. So you'll still get the protection and still be able to use and plug in your devices. We also offer, so what I've been showing you have been GracePort housing units. So stepping away from that, we also offer NEMA 1, our clean or control room solutions. So if you don't need a GracePort housing unit and you want just the NEMA 1 application there, you can fully customize these as well, similar to all of our GracePort product, to fit your specific NEMA 1 application. So again, you can have dual USBs. You can see the custom text there as well. The USBs labeling for a specific keyboard and a mouse. That's just one example of the custom text that we offer here at Grace. Simplex outlets, GFCI outlets. I wanted to also highlight something on this slide. So I touched on this. The GFCI outlet I mentioned is an inside-out outlet. So the top photo that you see here, that's the forward-facing view of the actual GFCI itself. On the flip side of that, just right below that picture there, we actually have an inside outlet that you can plug into. So again, it really makes the access very easy for your techs or electricians when working on control panels. So we also offer stainless steel housings as well. The stainless steel housings, the part numbers would be the M5 or the M6. They are padlockable, so they do meet FDA. It's the 21 CFR 211. But this is a UL Type 4X and NEMA 4X rated housing. You can completely customize this, similar to all of the other GracePorts that I've shown you today. Generally, we see these in food and bev, our food grade rated environments, are corrosive environments as well. Just from working with customers, that's ultimately where we see these stainless steel housings installed. Something else that we offer, the JB7, which is kind of a more lower profile stainless steel housing, but it would be for kind of space restricted or tight spots. So if you're in an environment where space is a concern, or it's a kind of a hard to reach area, the JB7 is a stainless steel port that would kind of make that a little bit more accessible for you. The stainless steel housings protect all the components, the circuit breakers and power options that are available that we offer. And as I mentioned, food and bev, corrosive environments, oil, gas, those are the specific industries where we see the stainless steel housing, but generally it's those very harsh or corrosive environments. Oh, I almost forgot. How could I forget? So this is our Class 1 Div 2 rated GracePort. So if you're going into a sniff test environment or a high explosive environment, um, the GracePort that you see here is Class 1 Div 2 rated. So the housing will meet both domestic and international code requirements there. We can also do surface mount housings as well to remove the connection that would be outside of the hazardous area. So again, as I mentioned, this device that you see here, generally we see Ethernet ports, maybe a USB as well, but this is a Class 1 Div 2 GracePort housing unit that we offer, generally in those sniff test environments. Lastly, so everything that I showed you before was our GracePort product line. This is actually our GracePort Plus. So the GracePort Plus comes in 5 sizes, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 20. Generally, you'll see these used as a HMI or a PLC protective kind of cover. It's much easier to replace a GracePort Plus than it is an entire HMI or PLC system. Say, for example, if somebody was driving around on a forklift and, heaven forbid, accidents happen, hence kind of why we're an electrical safety company here, and a forklift hits the HMI or PLC screen. With the addition of this device, not only will you get some UV protection and dust and washdowns, but in that specific environment, the forklift would hit the GracePort Plus, protecting the HMI and PLC screen, preventing you from having to invest in a brand new system. These devices are very easy to install, and you can also exchange the lid as well. The GracePort Plus carries all the UL type ratings, 1 all the way up to 13, again, including that type 4, 12, and 4X rating as well. The GracePort Plus can be customizable, so you can purchase it as a standalone protective cover, or if you wanted to trick it out, as I like to call it, with some of our components, say throw in a power outlet, Ethernet port, maybe some USBs. You could certainly do that with the addition of the components we offer within our, GracePort and GracePort Plus line. So I know I covered a lot here this morning. I just want to say thank you for spending the time with me. Again, this is the first time that I've ever done a LinkedIn Live event. It's a learning experience for me. I hope that this was a good experience for you. But please, like I mentioned again, shout out to my boss, Nikki. Our website, we've done a lot of work on it. You can configure a GracePort on our website. You can always give us a call or reach out to our team here at Grace. We have an awesome inside sales team that would love to assist you in building or speccing out a GracePort for you or a GracePort Plus. But all of our ports and all of our permanent electrical safety devices, our PESDs, are now available in the ePlan data portal. So again, you can definitely check out the ePlan data portal, check out our website. I included a link here to our master catalog, which will be, this presentation will be made available on demand. And also on our website, a coworker of mine built something called a knowledge base. The knowledge base is used as kind of a general Q&A. You'd be surprised at kind of the questions that get asked or come up in general conversations. We document those questions, and they're all housed in our knowledge base. There's a wealth of knowledge there on the knowledge base. If you have specific questions, there is a search bar as well. So if you type in a question, I can't guarantee that the question will be there, but I'm sure that if it's a question that you have, I'm sure we've been asked it before. So check out the knowledge base. There's a lot of articles there that might be able to assist you with your questions. So lastly, again, I'm Chris here at Grace. I'm our EMEA Business Development Coordinator. I greatly appreciate you guys spending the time with me. Thank you again, and if you have any questions, I'll send out my contact info. I'd be happy to connect with anyone. So thank you again. Have a great day.